Hello and welcome to Talking Tent, a show about movies, TV, and all the content we can possibly consume.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Irma.
We are a married couple whose love of movies and TV cannot be contained. So we've decided to share our thoughts, opinions, cheers, and occasional jeers with the world. Welcome to our July Excitometer episode. For anybody new to the series, this is the episode that comes out on the first of every month where we talk about all of the movies and TV releasing that month and give our patent pending Excitometer score.
And I usually don't know what's on this list.
Right.
You
so
make the list.
I make the list and then I read it to Irma and her reactions are genuine. Mine are planned.
Though I do know some stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
Like I know Barbie's in July.
It is? Just kidding. We'll get to that. That's a big one. I
think a lot of the big movies are in July this year.
Yeah.
3 big ones.
July is a big movie month. Again, this year we're back. Movies are back. So to start us off, week 1 of July 1st to the 8th, we have 2 movies coming out. The end of the Insidious saga.
I don't know what this is.
July 7th. Insidious, The Red Door is a horror series with Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne?
Yeah, so it came out before The Conjuring, the first one.
Huh.
And then there's been many since, but Patrick Wilson is in both series. So
Who's
really,
Patrick Wilson? Should I know him from something else?
Yeah, you'd recognize his face.
Okay.
He's in Insidious and The Conjuring.
Okay, right, because I watch so much horror.
No, he's in a lot of stuff you'd recognize. So for me, I can, like the Insidious storyline, for some reason, I can't remember it because it's all fused in with the Conjuring series and the Sinister series, which is Ethan Hawke. And it's all kind of a blur. So I know I've seen all the Insidious movies, but I can't really tell you what happens in them. This is supposed to be the end of it.
Do you think it'll actually be scary?
Yeah. I feel like that formula of movie of the 3 series I just listed has kind of worn out its welcome. You know, there's always errors of horror movies. So like it's smart to end it. The Conjuring is slowing down, although they've kind of veered off into a whole Conjuring cinematic universe. So I'm definitely going to see it eventually. I'm not sure, especially because it gets so busy in July. I'm not sure I'll run out to the movie theaters. Yeah. But we'll see. So you
like to see things like horror movies on your own.
Yeah,
so I feel like you'll fit it in.
We did talk, but also on my own, like literally on my own right here. Because like we were talking about last month, I saw the new Evil Dead and like a few other horror movies in the theater by myself with a crowd, and everybody's just annoying.
Right, I forgot.
I don't like when people laugh when they're scared. People make noise. So we'll see. We'll see if it gets really good reviews. Maybe I'll rush out to see it. I'm a big horror fan.
I am not.
This is lower on my totem pole though. So I'm gonna go 7 out of 10 on the Excitometer.
I'm gonna go 3.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not a horror movie fan, but like there are some that I will go and watch. So if people say like, "Oh, this is amazing. This is Ari Aster level," fine, I'll watch it. But probably not.
Yeah, Ari Aster might be done with horror. There was a announcement that he's doing another dark comedy.
Oh boy.
So we'll see. On the same day, and the reason I might not see Insidious, unless I see it on the same day, is because I know Irma really wants to see this movie. On July 7th, Joyride comes out.
Okay, I'm very excited for this. So this is going to go to the theaters. For some reason, I thought it was going to be on Netflix. Okay, good. I am very excited for this. So I am a huge fan of Ashley Park ever since Emily in Paris. I started following on Instagram. She's such a delight. And so I'm a huge fan of her. I love her fashion.
Yeah, I was about to say she's like a fashionista now,
right? She
right?
really is. And then, of course, Stephanie Hsu, she just came off from the Oscar. And I think this is like her first movie since.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. So anyway, I'm really excited. And I have no idea what it's about.
And the major up and coming Sherry Cola is Ashley Park's friend in this. Stephanie Hsu plays someone is like the third friend, like not.
Okay. Well, there's 4 people in it.
So one of them, they meet there in China. Anyway, this is about Ashley Park goes back to China on a trip to find her birth mother.
Oh.
Yeah, because she's adopted.
Okay.
And it is directed by Adele Lim, who was one of the writers on Crazy Rich Asians and Raya and the Last Dragon after being in a bunch of writer's room for television in the early aughts. But I think this is her directorial debut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty excited for this. I would like to see this when it comes out, though we do have a lot going on. I'm going to give this a 9.
A 9?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Wow. I think it's going to be fun.
Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
I'll go a 7.5.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Irma loves when I go halves. It could be very good, though. It's definitely going to be a delight. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And the first week of July, there is no new TV that we are interested in. So it gives us, we're still catching up on a lot of stuff. So it gives us an opportunity to catch up on some of the shows that we've let slip, unfortunately.
Okay.
So right to week 2, July 9th to the 15th. And this is when it starts to get hot and heavy.
Oh, boy.
July 12th. Yes, you heard me right.
Boy.
It's a Wednesday.
July 12th.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 comes out. I believe they moved it up a few days after our friend Tom Cruise made a stink about Christopher Nolan taking all of the premium
IMAX theaters.
Yeah, the premium viewing theaters. So the Dolby theaters, the IMAX theaters will all be Oppenheimer starting July 21st. Tom Cruise kind of made a stink about it. So they moved Mission Impossible up a few days so that at least they can get a whole week and a half in all of those movie theaters, which I think is fine. Like, why not have a movie come out Wednesday? It's technically Tuesday night. It'll be out.
Yeah, which will be great. Honestly, do you think we'll actually see it in IMAX? We'll probably see it in Dolby.
No, see it in Dolby. We'll talk about the IMAX thing when we get to Oppenheimer next.
But we saw, when we saw Avatar, what was it, in December?
Mm-hmm.
They had the clip of, I feel like everyone's probably seen it now, of Tom Cruise doing the stunt of driving a motorcycle off the cliff and then, what is it? Parachuting to the ground. And honestly, like the whole theater was like wrapped with this one stunt. So this is going to be a big movie, I think. People love Tom Cruise. Yeah. People love to see what he's going to do. He's a crazy person and he does it for our entertainment. And I love it.
Yeah. Coming off Top Gun, I feel like everybody was reminded of how awesome he is. The previous Mission Impossible is one of the best action movies ever, I think. Yeah. And I think people are now coming around to the fact that the Mission Impossible series is probably the best action movie series as a whole ever.
Yeah.
Because, there's been some
different.
flubs.
These are like big spectacle movies. Like with like John Wick, that's like also an action movie, but that's more like hand to hand. That's different. It's like different levels, I think. But yeah, definitely.
We're both very excited for it. I'm going to give this one a 9.
I'll also give this a 9.
Yeah, just holding it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, because it's a part 1, so we know it's not actually going to end.
That's true. And I like that they're telling us now.
Yeah.
Unlike Spider-Verse and Dune. Anyway.
And then they scheduled for, while all the bros are going to see Mission Impossible, us camp boys who also love musical theater. Hey, there are people out there that can love action movies and musical theater and went to sleepaway camp. This movie was built for me. I was cackling at the trailer. It's called Theater Camp, and it comes out July 14th. And it stars Ben Platt and Molly Gordon, who we are now watching in The Bear, but was in Shiva Baby. And Jimmy Tatro, I think is how he pronounces his name. But he's like that hilarious bro comic that, like, if you see him, look him up, you'll be like, oh, that guy. We love that guy.
Yeah.
And Ayo Edebiri, who is also in The Bear and is zooming up the starometer. And actually, when I was researching this, Molly Gordon and 2 other guys wrote and directed this.
Who's Molly Gordon?
The girl Claire in The Bear and the girl from Shiva Baby. So like the the co-star. Yeah, and I mean, I am like specifically in tune with the camp and the musical theater of all this.
Yeah, you know why? Because you're a nerd.
Yeah, nerd. Whatever. I love musical theater.
No,
I went
this
to
looked
sleepaway
cute.
camp.
I thought when we saw previews for it, I think this looks really fun.
I thought, well, what they showed in the trailer, I thought was very funny.
Yeah.
So it came out of Sundance. So it's like it's going to be like a little left of center, non-traditional.
Yeah, I feel like this is not going to be a big box office.
Oh no, definitely
movie.
not. It's so niche.
Yeah.
And then like I feel like people wanted Ben Platt to be a big star, and I think he's just too specific. I like him.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's ever going to be like a movie star.
I think he has potential, sure. I mean, he's still really young.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say a 7 for this. So I think we only just found out about it. So I'm kind of,
I'm giving it an 8.5.
Enough with these hats.
I've kind of, I'm kind of hoping it's great.
That's true. We'll
and
probably
like actually
not
really
run
funny.
Out, but
no, I'm going to run out.
You
think.
are.
Yeah. I want to support a movie exactly like this.
That's true. We have to support these type of movies because then if we don't, they won't make them as much or they won't release them in theaters. And I don't know. I just feel like it's unfair for the creators and everything. But I'm excited.
And then unlike the previous week 2 of July actually gives us a lot of TV that Irma and I really love. And most of it is summer, easy to consume comedies.
Thank God.
So on July 10th, the 4th season of Miracle Workers, subtitled End Times.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So anybody that hasn't watched Miracle Workers, it is an anthology series starring Steve Buscemi and
Daniel Radcliffe
and several other people that
comedians
they're playing different roles every time.
Well, it's kind of like anthology, like every season is different. Oh, you did say sorry. Every season is like a different theme. The first season was like God, which is why they were called Miracle Workers.
Well, the first season was like based on Simon Rich's book. And then I think they realized like, let's not just continue this. Let's just use these same characters and these actors that are all great and just keep making different stories. And it's all still produced by Simon Rich. I think he's still involved.
Yeah. And last season was Oregon Trail, I think.
Yes.
I have to admit, I didn't love that one as much. I mean, we did watch it and I did enjoy it. So like, I like all the people involved. But like the theme itself, I was like, okay, I don't know. And then
the second season was like a medieval times.
Right. Yeah, era. That was cool.
And then this one it's like a Mad Max era.
Ooh.
Mad Max End of the World. They're like very much dressed and in the desert like Mad Max.
So I think that'll be really funny. That has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
I'll say 8. I'm giving everything such high scores. I just get very excited.
We're excited. It's the summer.
It's true.
It's warm. It's too warm already.
Yeah.
I'll go 8 also.
Okay. We're on the same page.
We love Harry Potter.
Yeah, we do.
Daniel Radcliffe has made such great choices since Harry Potter and including Harry Potter, but he was so young when he started that. It's like, but he's like him and Elijah Wood actually both made these massive franchise movies and then just decided to do cool, interesting stuff for the rest of their careers.
Yeah, that's very true.
July 12th, The After Party, season 2 comes out. It is a murder mystery. The first season was a murder mystery that took place after a high school reunion. A bunch of comedians that you love. Ben Schwartz is in it. Sam Richardson.
I don't even know.
Alana Glazer. What's his name? Ike Barinholtz.
Yeah. I don't know. Look it up.
It's very
funny. I am a huge fan of murder mysteries. Agatha Christie is one of my favorite writers. That's pretty much all I read. So I love like this new, I guess like uptick of murder mystery shows and movies and content in general. The first season was great. We really enjoyed it, I think. So I have high hopes for the second season. I don't know how they're going to do it. If they're just going to pretend like the first season never happened. You know what I mean?
I think it's the same characters.
Okay.
I don't think they're like anthology in it.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be really great. And we should say that this is on Apple. And I just want to say that Miracle Workers is on TBS. We didn't shout that out earlier. But yeah, so After Party season 2, I'll say an 8.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Oh.
Only because, well, I'm trying to like weight what
I know.
I've been giving everything.
I should have weighted my things way better, but
and
whatever.
Like the after party was really good. I'm just not sure what they're going to do in the second season.
I really, yeah.
But it was kind of like Search Party, funnily enough, this same word. It was like after they finished season 1 and then especially season 2, it was like, what are they going to do? And then what Search Party did.
Off the rails, I think.
No, it was great.
Okay.
It was so much better because they just started going mad. Like they just didn't care. So we'll see. I don't know if there'll be another murder. That would be odd, but probably, right?
I mean, I hope so. That's what the first season was about. That's why I'm coming back to the show. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do.
July 13th. Big one.
Oh boy.
What We Do in the Shadows, season 5, which I can't even believe there's already been 5 seasons of this.
Well, this started in the pandemic or got really big.
Yeah, it started way before the pandemic.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it got big, I want to say, during the pandemic.
Yeah, I think it came out.
That's when I started watching it.
I think it came out that season. So I guess that was season either 2 or 3. Came out kind of when there was started to be like, oh no, we're out of content because everything stopped. And then What We Do in the Shadows came out and it's hilarious.
It's so good.
So it's just going to keep being hilarious, I assume.
I know. I love the show. I really do.
It's on FX, on Hulu, so either one. And
crap, I'm also going to give this another high score. What am I supposed to do?
Well, this one, weighted between these 3 comedies, this is the highest. So
that's true.
We're going to go 9 for What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, I'll
season
go
5.
9. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I don't think I've given anything below a 7, except for Insidious, but whatever.
Well, full disclosure, this list is curated by Zach. So there's plenty of stuff that's coming out, like Is It Cake? Now, I'd
watch it.
I always make the joke using Is It Cake as the example of stuff that I'm not going to watch. Is It Cake literally does come out this month, so it could have been on this list. So like, yeah, we're just not going to talk about stuff that we're not going to watch and don't care about. So everything is going to be weighted a little bit high.
That's true.
September 13th.
September?
July 13th.
What are you trying to do?
Is actually the first new show on this list. It is called Full Circle. And if you've seen the sizzle reels that HBO and now Max puts out, easily the best sizzle reels in the business, first of all, of like what's coming, new seasons of this, new shows. It's the new show with Claire Danes.
Oh, shit. I don't even think I knew that this was...
It's an investigation thriller. I didn't look too much into the plot because I like to be surprised.
Danes, she goes big.
Claire Danes goes big. This is kind of her next huge role after...
Fleischman's in trouble.
Oh, right. I forgot that she was in Fleischman. But the other one that's similar to this, the
one on Showtime, Stars.
Homeland. So we actually didn't finish Homeland because it went way out there, but it was really good at first. And then when I looked up, another new thing I learned when I looked up this show, it is directed by our beloved Steven Soderbergh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So.
And I don't think he would put his name behind something, that he doesn't believe. So, okay.
So I'm expecting like a very good summer thriller.
How long? Do you know how many episodes?
No, probably 6. I don't know.
Is this like an HBO show? Like, will it be on HBO or is it a Max original?
I don't know. I don't know if they even differentiate.
I do feel like the quality is like slightly different.
I'm going to say, since it starts then, The Idol will be done.
Oh, thank God.
And it'll kind of be like the next HBO show.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that it's HBO, not Max.
Yeah. Because they do still put things on linear TV or like linear special box office. I don't know, whatever it's called. Anyway. Oh, wait, did we give a thing? What's yours?
I'm a 9.
Oh.
Because of Soderbergh.
True.
I love him and I always give him the benefit of the doubt and I'll let him let me down, which he rarely does.
I'll give it a 7. I hadn't heard about this until you mentioned it. It all sounds really great, but who knows? Yeah, I'll watch it.
On the same day, July 13th, Max, HBO, is rebooting Project Greenlight, a show that originally came out hosted by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, where they would kind of mentor a young filmmaker to make a movie. they rebooted it a few years ago, actually, and the movie was fine. The show was good. The movie they created was fine. Now they are rebooting it and recasting it, and the mentors are Issa Rae, Kumail Nanjiani, and Gina Prince Bythewood, who was the Woman King director.
Yeah.
Woman King that we loved last year.
I feel like that'll be really good.
Yeah. So obviously adding some well-needed diversity, a woman's perspective. Issa Rae is like, it seems like a Hollywood powerhouse in the making.
She really is.
So, and actually, so funnily enough, I'm not going to tell you, because when I was looking this up, I know what movie wins, because it's kind of like, I think the first few episodes, they are talking to multiple people. And then they pick one and then make that movie and help that filmmaker.
So the three of them don't have their own individual movies that they're doing.
I think maybe at first they do, and then they decide on one.
I see.
I don't know though.
Okay.
But the winner and the movie they make comes out the same day on Max.
Whoa!
So like it'll be on the screen. Like, you know,
so we don't know
screen.
what, like, we can't put it on this list because you don't know technically what it is.
No, I do know. I didn't put it on the list though, because like if I saw the movie in the list of movies coming out, I was like, oh, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to put it on this list. And then I saw that, it's the Project Greenlight. So it doesn't matter. It's not like a spoiler that you know.
Yeah.
But the movie, you can like potentially watch all of the episodes and then watch the movie.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? What's that, like, also Hard Knocks in a way?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like the Hollywood version of Hard Knocks. You see behind the scenes, you see how the burrito gets made.
Yeah. And speaking of Hard Knocks, I know that's not this month, but it's the Jets.
Well,
how do you feel about that?
Unofficially.
Oh shit.
They have not
Spoiler
fully
alert.
announced it yet. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I would love to see the drama and machinations of Aaron Rodgers, but I would also.
Well, he's a weird dude, isn't he?
I would also maybe like to keep it behind wraps and let's just win some games.
That's true. There doesn't need to be such a spectacle.
Right. It's already going to be a spectacle.
Yeah.
Week 3.
Oh, shit. Big week.
Big week.
Also,
your boy was born July 18th, 1987, marking this as my 36th birthday.
What are we going to do? I should plan something, shouldn't I?
Nah.
Should we go to Atomics?
No, it's too it's too late.
Yeah, too late. Okay.
What I am gonna do, the month of Zach in July, as a reminder for you and the listeners of our podcast, is I am committing, which I might regret, to watching at least one movie that I haven't seen yet from every year I've been alive. Starting in 87 with The Untouchables. I've decided that one already. And then every year, hopefully day by day, and obviously there's 36, so there'll be a few days I have to do multiple. But that's the plan, and I'm going to do quick videos and quick.
You could go into August. Who cares?
No, it's the month of Zach.
Oh, okay.
There is a deadline.
Okay.
We have to pay Uncle Jimmy back. That's a bear reference. Get to that. And I'm going to post my quick little quips and reviews and thoughts on our TikTok. So look forward to that every single day. And maybe I'll announce which one I'm watching next, like a few days before. So if you want to watch and then have thoughts and communication with us, we can do that.
Yeah.
So big news about the month of Zach coming up. Anyway, week 3 of July 16th to the 22nd. We hinted at this multiple times already. We've been talking about it all year. It was on a most excited movies of the whole year coming up when we first posted those in January. July 21st, 2023, Greta Gerwig's Barbie comes out.
Woo!
Starring Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and
so many people.
It looks good.
What?
Potentially.
Oh, yeah, you're so annoying. I think this looks great. I think this looks like so much fun. I still don't truly understand what the story is, and I don't want to know, and I don't care.
It's Elf.
Okay, well, whatever. I am very excited about this. I don't care. I'm going to go see it.
Oh,
without
yeah,
you. We actually already have tickets.
We're seeing it the opening Friday.
We do.
I am also excited for it. I think it's going to be a big event. It's going to be a big movie.
Yeah.
Unless it gets awful reviews, but I don't see that happening. There's just too much talent around it for it to be bad.
Of this movie is crazy.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, it'll be like, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So from the most recent trailer that we saw, my only hesitation was like, it looks like there is a lot of pressure on this movie to be very funny.
Oh, I assume it will be funny, but who knows about very funny?
I just like the plot seems fairly normal. It's Elf. At least that's what it looks like. It's probably going to be more existential than Elf just because of Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. And, it's going to get more mature than that. But it's essentially, it looks like Barbie leaving Barbie world and entering the real world and being like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And Will Ferrell is even in it. So it's like there's a definite connection, unless I'm just misinterpreting the trailer. So it feels like, and it looks like it's trying to be very funny. We'll see. Lady Bird was obviously great, but like that, it also got
so was Little Women.
Yeah, it also got like pretty deep. Lady Bird was very funny, but like also very emotional. I just don't see how Barbie can be emotional. So like it has to be funny.
I think it can do both.
Yeah, but in like a totally different way, because it's like, Lady Bird was just about a human girl.
Yeah.
Like Barbie can get deep, but not like you're never going to be like, oh my God, Barbie.
That's true. Yeah, who knows? I mean, I'll still probably cry at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
I always cry, so whatever. I'm giving this a 10.
Wow.
I'm very excited. We already have tickets. I mean,
yeah. I am 10 excited for the event. I think I am 8 excited just because I'm like, again, with some stuff, I'm like, all right, I'm not doubting you, but I'm leaving room to be impressed.
That's true.
Well,
That's
be like,
true.
okay, I see the chat. Like, this is a really hard thing to do. And she's going head at it. It's the biggest movie she'll ever make, has ever made yet. Mega movie stars. We'll see. I think it's going to be good, but I'm just holding a little trepidation.
Okay, fine. You can be that way.
On the same day, July 21st, 2023, the atom bomb explodes and everybody is disturbed. Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan's new opus, comes out and the vibes are weird.
It's weird.
I'm getting weird vibes out of it, but in a different way.
You haven't even seen the trailer. What are you talking about? We're getting weird vibes.
So far, from the news that's coming out about it, I'm a psychopath. And especially for Christopher Nolan movies, I think I did it for the Scream movie. I think I might have done it for the Matrix movie, the new one. When I really just don't want to know anything, we see a lot of movies. I have left the theater every single time the Oppenheimer
and you
trailer
have also
comes on.
booked it.
Bolted. Once that, that checkerboard, the white, his production company comes out, I'm just like, squint. I'll even sit down in my seat after I went to go pee thinking, oh, maybe that trailer won't be in this set of trailers. And then it shows up.
It's in
and
every
I bounce right out.
movie trailer.
So
what did we see last night? We saw Past Lives and it was there. I was like, come on.
But I was already gone.
Yeah.
I saw it coming. And so I have not seen a frame of this movie. And that's how I like it. The only thing I've heard is that the team behind the movie kind of promoting that the atom bomb scenes are making people sick and it's disturbing and people are disturbed.
I'm disturbed.
And that makes me more excited to see it. It might just be recent news, but it's also giving me the Idol vibes of them being like, this is the most shocking show of all time. And we've talked about the Idol. I think I like it more than the most, but it's definitely not great. And it's definitely not shocking.
Yeah.
So it's giving me this, we're falsely promoting things, but it's Christopher Nolan and he is great.
Yeah, I agree. Christopher Nolan definitely knows what he's doing. I do think this is a strange story to want to tell and dive into and talk about. But he does do movie making very well, which sounds so dumb to say. I am trepidatious about this. Well, definitely going to see it. Like, there's no question. I'm going to go to the movies and see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say a 7.
A 7.
I know.
Wow.
I'm excited. I am, but I'm not like, I don't know. If it's a choice between Barbie and Oppenheimer, I'm going to go see Barbie. I'm just saying, like, that's the choice I'd rather make, even though obviously it's not a choice like that. But
we can see both. We're
going to see both. I'm just saying, like. So
it seems, unfortunately, very predictably, we are the perfect gender gap in this situation where I am way more excited for Oppenheimer than Barbie. I love also that Chris Nolan is so committed to the IMAX format, and he is really the only person that straight up films in IMAX. Most of the movies are going and wasting money on in IMAX are actually not best seen in IMAX because they're not filmed on IMAX film and they're not utilizing the space. So see those movies in Dolby. Christopher Nolan movies, IMAX 70 millimeter. It fills the entire room, floor to ceiling. When you see it, you go, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm actually not a fan of IMAX, to be honest, which I know is a bad take, but it is. It's way too big.
Not when it's great, though.
I guess.
Not when it's done right.
Yeah. And also the seats. Anyway, that's a different discussion.
When we saw Dunkirk, I was so blown away by the visuals that for the next year, when everybody was talking about it and people would catch up on it and people would, God forbid, watch it on a Delta flight to California, I would be sick. I'd say, so you didn't see Dunkirk. You know, if you just watched it.
Zach, you're such a pro.
With that movie, and I'm assuming many shots in this movie, although this one is, again, I haven't seen a frame, but this one is much more talky, right? Has to be. But yeah, I'm giving it a 10. We're going to go see it in the Lincoln Square IMAX, which is the only IMAX in the tri-state area doing the IMAX 70 millimeter real situation.
And we can't even get tickets.
I know, it's nuts to butts in there.
It's insane.
It's all full.
We've looked many times.
AMC has given me agita about how many advanced movies I can get. I think I'm going to have to take a day off of work and go see this at 10:30 a.m. And that'll be that. I'm giving it a 10.
Good for you.
Christopher Nolan is back. And on July 18th, my birthday, one of my favorite shows of all time is coming back. Justified, City Primeval comes out for my birthday.
They did it just for you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Timothy Oliphant, Walton Goggins. I appreciate it. I'm a huge fan of Justified. I was touting its greatness back when you could still keep up with all of the television and actually have a ranking and talk about what's the best television ever. Justified was always on my underrated list. Everybody should have been watching it. You know, when everybody was talking about Mad Men and Breaking Bad, I was always like, Justified is right there. So it's coming back. I don't know what they're going to do. We're kind of in this reboot culture, which is the only thing that I'm like, well, did we need more Justified?
I feel like they wouldn't have brought it back if there wasn't a story to tell. Right.
Yeah, it seems like it's been long enough that like there must have been a yearning to create this rather than like
make a new show.
Right, because it wasn't even that popular for it to just be like, oh, this is a cash grab.
I mean, what's the guy's in Mandalorian now? He can pop up whenever he wants.
True. Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, but he's like in and out.
And Walter Goggins in Righteous Gemstones.
Didn't he die in Mando?
I don't know.
Yeah,
spoiler alert, Zach.
Yeah, so Walton Goggins
is the best part.
Yeah, well, my first introduction to him was Justified as one of the best television villains ever. One of the best villains ever. And then now, like ever since, he's pretty much only been a goof in a great way. You know, all of the Danny McBride stuff, Vice Principals, and now notably Uncle Baby Billy on Righteous Gemstones. It's going to be weird to now watch him go back to being like evil, even though he has a lightness. It's not like a classic villain where it's just like, you know, evil, horrible. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm giving this a 9. Justified.
So I think this.
You didn't even watch the first one.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think you had already watched this when we started dating. Like, this was a show that, like.
Yeah, or finished it because it. Yeah, like had already started.
Like, this is an old show. Yeah. So I had never seen this. So I probably won't be watching this with you. I mean, maybe I'll say a 4.
A 4.
fine, a 5.
It's on FX also. So FX and Hulu.
Yeah.
July 20th on True TV, which I actually think it'll be on Max as well because it's all in the same thing. A fun little show that I started watching, and then like actually I started putting it on kind of in the background, and then Irma was giggling.
Honestly,
So
I really enjoyed this show, to be honest.
It's called Tacoma FD,
Yeah.
and it is the Broken Lizard guys. So the Super Troopers, Beer Fest, all those movies. Steve Lemmy they made a show about a fire department in Tacoma, Washington, and they always talk about like the idea was like
it never rains
it's
there.
Similar to Super Troopers, but like
it always rains.
It always rains.
It
there.
always
So,
rains
like,
there. Sorry.
What do firefighters do in Tacoma where it's just everything is wet all the time? And it's it's classic Broken Lizard stuff. Some of it is a little silly, but like it actually is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. Like I don't usually love dumb humor, and I know that sounds so mean, but like Zach would put it on almost like every day because I think you had like a backlog of them, and I would honestly stop and start watching it because I was like, this is really funny, and I really started enjoying it, and I look forward to watching it.
Yeah, besides the two main guys, they've built out a good roster of side characters that all have their personalities, and it's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a 7.
I'll also go a 7.
July 21st, a surprise bring back, if you will. I don't know. We don't hear that many of these kinds of stories anymore. Minx was a Max
Minx is
original,
coming back.
And it got dropped by Max. People are pretty mad about it, and now it is coming back on Stars.
Oh, that's great!
Yeah, so you were excited, right?
I know.
Very uncommon. So this was a comedy drama about, I think it was the 70s.
Yes.
A publishing journalist professional played by Ophelia Lovibond.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. She's like a women's rights advocate, and she meets Jake Johnson, who's in the porn world.
Yes.
And he also has like a successful porn magazines. They come together to create a feminist porno, basically. So it's all men.
Well, no, porno is like, it's not a video.
Yeah, but it's a porn. It's a nudie mag.
Yeah.
It's a publication, an erotic magazine for women. So Jake Johnson comes up with the idea like nobody's reading this woman's writing. And he's like, well, if you put some dicks next to it, people might read it. So like she's still writing this really great literature and stuff about women's rights and women's liberation. And then they're also making a very successful male nudity magazine. And yeah, it got dropped and now it's back. And I assume it'll just be kind of them expanding into the world, and obviously the challenges of not being believed or not being thought as like real journalism and all that. But it was good. It was funny. It was dramatic. We love Jake Johnson. I'm going to go 7 for this also.
Yeah, I'll go 7 for this as well.
The final week after that, that week is the week 3 of July is just too much to handle. Week
too much coming
4 slows it back down. And like these are all actually, well, the last one is very exciting, but the rest. So July 23rd to the 30th, there are 2 movies coming out. One is Disney's Haunted Mansion, Tiffany Haddish, Lakeith Stanfield, Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, a bunch more people. So the cast is stacked. It looks fine. It's like Disney's horror. So
like that Jungle Cruise movie kind of that they did with The Rock and Emily Blunt.
Except without The Rock, so already
and
better.
Without Emily Blunt. But I love Emily Blunt.
Yeah. I'm like totally middling on this. I'm sure it'll be good. I assume we'll just wait till it comes to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So 5 out of 10.
5 for me as well.
And on July 28th was both of these movies. The Beanie Bubble comes out.
I don't know what that
is.
is.
It is direct to Apple. It's Zach Galifianakis, Zach Galifianakis without the beard. So he looks crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Elizabeth Banks and Sarah Snook, her first big role after Succession.
Snook, okay.
And Zach Galifianakis plays Ty Warner, the creator of Beanie Babies.
Oh, shit.
And it is about him and all of the women around him that shaped the company and make this craze.
Well, I watched the HBO documentary about it. It's really interesting. I mean, I had
so you know
a
this
million Yes, I do know the story. He's a recluse. He's like a very weird guy, the Ty Warner guy. All right. I'd watch this 100%.
Oh, yeah,
so this is coming out on
Apple
Direct.
Yeah.
Okay,
easy.
so that makes it so easy. Okay.
Just pop it on.
Yeah.
No pressure.
And especially with those people, I feel like it could be really funny.
Yes.
Oh, I hope so. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I like nice little surprise at the end of the month.
How excited?
Like it. I'll say 7.
7.
Yeah.
That seems fair for these 3. Like they're probably good, but we'll see things. And on the TV side, there's 2. One is I don't know, but intriguing. And I don't even know if maybe you'll watch the pilot and just be like, I'm out. On July 27th on Peacock, somebody decided to make a Twisted Metal television show. And for anybody that's not a nerd video gamer who grew up in the 90s, Twisted Metal was a PlayStation series, basically a demolition derby, but all of the drivers and characters are just like these crazy cars and crazy machines. One of them's a clown. There's a guy that's like, his name's Axel, and his arms are literally inside the wheels, and it's like super violent, blowing missiles into each other. And I don't know how they're going to make it into a show. So this is
a cartoon?
No, it's a video game.
Oh, video game.
Yeah. So like basically like a fighting game with cars, loosely.
Okay.
But in like a 3D space. So you drive around and you try and blow each other up, and all the different cars have different weapons. You know, it's like battle bots and something like that.
Okay.
So, but it was like really gritty and really violent, especially for the time. I assume the show is just going to be like, basically it's like a battle royale. So like they're making it
kids?
real. No.
Oh.
It's like, I think it's going to be very, very bloody and like violent. And
can I give something a negative?
Yeah, sure. So I am hesitant because I can't imagine it's going to be good, but maybe it'll just be like a really fun time and nostalgic for me when, we see the characters.
Did you play it?
Yeah, of course.
What was it on?
Video
Nintendo?
Game Boy. No, it was on PlayStation.
Okay, so you were older when you played this.
Yeah, not that old though. Early teens.
Okay. So
Like
you weren't
12?
like young. Well, because you had Sega, I thought, when you were young.
Yeah, post Genesis. So like PlayStation 1.
Okay.
So still still like 5th, 4th grade.
Oh, yeah. So that's pretty young. Okay. Well, I don't know. Yeah. 1.
I'm going to go 6.
Okay.
Because I'm very intrigued by what it could possibly be, but I don't know. Can it be good? And finally, for July, thank you for bearing with us. We're very excited about all these things.
We like to talk about it.
July 28th, How To with John Wilson's final season. On Max.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We love this show.
It's fantastic. For anybody that hasn't watched it already, turn off the podcast that's about to end and this video that's about to end in 3 minutes and go watch it. He is a documentarian. He's very funny, John Wilson, and he just explores humanity.
Yeah.
Specifically in New York, it kind of came out of the pandemic of him just filming the things around him, and then what he sees and what he documents kind of dictates what each episode is going to be about.
But there's like some sort of through line at the end. Like there is like a big meaning at the end, and it just kind of gets you. Like, I don't know. It seems so silly, but
it's beautiful. It's hilarious. It's poignant. And
he's never trying to like make fun of people or make people look bad. He's just having an honest moment. And I just, it's really nice.
Yeah. For one extreme example is he found a guy that was trying to essentially uncircumcise himself and stretch his foreskin back out. And like, he just talks to him and all of his family. One episode he goes to the Bang Energy CEO's house.
Oh yeah.
And, sees that madness. But then there's stuff that's like way more mundane.
Like his landlord.
Yeah. Beautiful episode about his landlord. He's just like a really interesting esoteric guy who has a really interesting point of view, and he points a camera at it.
And it mostly takes place in New York. I feel like you probably said that, but yeah, as people who live in New York, it's kind of nice to see actually.
Yeah. So
That's everything.
Well, we didn't give a score.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's what I gave Oppenheimer a 10. I'm going to say How to with John Wilson is a 9.5.
Yeah, this is a 9 for me.
It's
for
really
sure.
one of my favorite shows.
I'm bummed this is last season.
Yeah, that's what it says. I don't know why, but maybe he's moving on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. So thank you, Craig, for the production assistance, and thank you to John Welsh for our intro and outro music.
Follow us on all the socials at Talkin Tent on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok to watch my beloved Month of Zach discussion. You can email us any of your comments at talkintent@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
So from our living room to yours, what do you want to watch?